Geek versus Nerd, a guide for my mom. When I was home for Christmas, my brother asked me to explain to my mother the difference between a geek and a nerd, but I never did because I got distracted by something. So here we go. Now, many people use the words interchangeably, myself included, but if you value precision of language, well, you might be a nerd, and this is the guide for you. Now, to get to the root of this problem, I asked some leading experts. And by asked some leading experts, I mean I Googled it. So the short answer is that a geek is an enthusiast or a fan of something, whereas a nerd is someone who enjoys knowledge of something. This is a subtle distinction, and the two categories tend to overlap a lot. Another way to think about this is that geeky things tend to involve entertainment culture, whether that's television, comics, or games, whereas nerdy things tend to sound a little more academic, math, science, literature. But let's make this like a quiz. Do you kind of enjoy taking quizzes? Might be a nerd. Have you ever read a 15-page guide issued by the American Psychological Association for fun? You might be a nerd. They said they had removed the category bizarre delusions because of the poor reliability in distinguishing bizarre from non-bizarre delusions. Do you know when the first Zelda game was released? If so, you might be a geek. Have you ever held a conversation about how Samwise Gamgee is such a Hufflepuff? Geek. Do you do math puzzles for fun? Nerd. Do you believe that a tiny Iron Man watches over you and encourages you to make poor Tony Stark-style decisions? Geek. The poor reliability in distinguishing bizarre from non-bizarre delusions. Do you get excited about the future of thermal energy? Nerd. Have you ever set out on a quest to watch every episode of Star Trek, including the animated series? Mom? Geek. Are you just and loyal? Hufflepuff! Do you write fan fiction about a forbidden romance between the 10th Doctor and Katniss Everdeen? Get out. Here's where it gets complicated, which is okay because both geeks and nerds value intelligence. The term geek is also strongly associated with computer stuff, so programming, for example, is very geeky, even though it doesn't necessarily fit in with a lot of the other things that fall into the geek category. Now, reading Shakespeare for fun falls into that entertainment category, and yet reading, especially when it's something old, is nerdy. So that was not altogether helpful. I hope this guide was at least interesting to people who did and didn't raise me. Mom, say hi to Kirk and Spock for me, and a Happy New Year to all! Precision. 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 But if you value I can't say precision. But if you value okay. But if you value precision, then you can talk.